Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Just a reminder of who our guest is tonight. With me in studio is presidential aspirant Reuben Kigame. We are talking of his philosophy and his ambition in as far as wanting to be Kenya's 6th president. Let's continue with that discussion. Kigame, let's talk of corruption and accountability. You recently faulted President William Ruto after he formed a committee to deal with matters corruption. You said, and I quote, "Fighting corruption is not a matter of statement. It's not a matter of establishing commission. Fighting corruption is deciding that from today no one is corrupt. Ruto has had 3 years. He cannot be beginning now."
Yeah.
End of quote.
Absolutely. And we could say more. You see, you cannot begin, like midway to fight corruption as the head of state. So, for example, for me, I don't begin to deal with corruption when I go into office. You begin to deal with corruption during the campaign period, during your agenda setting, during your manifesto formulation. Because if you have the pre-election setup wrong, then you will have a wrong government. For example, the friends you keep, the monies you attract, the kind of contracts or agreements you enter will tie you to either deal with corruption or not. And so we did not see a very strong anti-corruption agenda with the UDA and the Kenya Kwanza government. In fact, if you remember Professor Ndii tweeting, and saying that if you want to deal with anti-corruption, that is not one of those things we are looking at. In fact, he said, if you want that kind of thing, then you elect Reuben Kigame. He said that, and I can show you the tweet. That was 2021. So the point I'm saying is, corruption in Kenya is not something you enter in with a commission, like let's form a commission. You don't even know who you're putting in the commission.
But Reuben Kigame,
and also,
the previous Kenyan presidents, from Mwai Kibaki, Daniel Moi, Uhuru Kenyatta, to now President William Ruto, all agree there is corruption somehow in government, but none has firmly dealt with it.
Abubakar, everybody in Kenya knows we are corrupt. Everybody in Kenya knows there is corruption in the police force, there is corruption in State House, there is corruption in Parliament, there is corruption. Even the president says parliamentarians are corrupt. So everybody knows. There's corruption in schools, there's corruption in the health sector. Corruption is everywhere. So the existence of corruption is not the problem. What we do about it is the whole thing.
Which begs the question, what will Reuben Kigame do about corruption? It's not a walk in the park, is it?
No, it's not a walk in the park. And I mean, even my own life, I risk, getting to fight corruption. So the first thing, Abubakar, is before you get to my 3 commitments, and by the way, the first one is Bomoa Ufisadi, which is dismantle corruption. The second one is Tekeleza Katiba, implement the constitution. The third one is Jengam Kenya, empower the individual citizens. Before you get to those commitments, you've got to get your philosophy right. Now, Moi had peace, love, and unity. Just nice sounding pacification stuff. Peace, love, and unity. That's almost like reading from the Holy Scriptures, which is okay. If you look at Reuben Kigame's philosophy, it is really 3 things: utu, haki, na maadili. That is human dignity, justice, and values or character-driven leadership. Now, those 3 things will inform, that's the software that would empower me to be able to deal with my public commitments for the people of Kenya. For example, my first commitment is Bomoa Ufisadi. That is dismantle corruption. And I choose dismantle very carefully, Bomoa, because this is a huge thing. From the first president, Kenya has been building the culture of corruption and perfecting it. So you've got, first of all, to go to the heart of it. And the heart of it is not the institutions. It's the people who make the institutions. Because you can have good institutions, but if the people in those institutions are not willing to do what those institutions demand, then you'll still have corruption. For example, we have a good constitution. We actually have the laws. But here is President William Ruto with everything at his disposal. But he's not going to take hammers and go at corruption because quite likely a lot of his cronies are involved in this.
Reuben Kigame, is it not to the defense of the president, perhaps the notion that there are independent bodies set to fight corruption? The presidency is not part of them.
Abubakar, you know, we don't lack institutions. We don't lack policies. We don't even lack opportunities. What we lack is the will to actually go at corruption. And to go at corruption, you don't begin saying those people, you guys are corrupt, Parliament, you're corrupt. You look at yourself first. We need a life audit of all of us. I mean, when you look at how the president himself spends or makes promises that are monetary in nature, you've got to ask yourself, why isn't anybody asking how much money President Ruto makes? If you wake up one morning and say, if Harambee Stars, you win Chan, you know, you're going to get 600 millions. Whose money is that? Is it our taxes? Is it his personal money? And if it's our taxes, who gave him the mandate to distribute our taxes, you know, for a football game? And you know, who agreed that it would be 600 billion?